Hotep, peace. Wanted to do a little demonstration for a series of postures, which is all under the name Sesh Pose. So the postures is Sesh Pose Variation 1, Sesh Pose Variation 2, and Sesh Pose Variation 3. These are a great series of postures to just get some grounding, and just to open up in our bodies, especially the lower part of our bodies here. And also really great to open up a little bit in your hips, as well as your lower back and your toes, as well as the entire bottom of your feet here. All right. So it's really good to just, again, grounding, but also again for some opening in your body, but also just opening internally. All right. The word sesh means scribe, right? It was a scribe. So scribes in ancient Egypt or in Kemet were those who wrote the hieroglyphs, and they also were the ones who could translate the hieroglyphs, right? But an interesting alternative definition to sesh is also to create. All right, creation meaning we're creating this connection between the divine words and the energies that are connected to those divine words, right? And the sesh were creating these hieroglyph symbols that represented something that is happening in the actual physical realm. And these postures that we're doing were actual physical positions that Sesh will sit in to in order to be focused, to be aligned while creating these hieroglyphs and while deciphering all these hieroglyphs. All right. So the first one we're doing is Sesh Pose Variation 1. You start in a cross-legged position or easy pose position, as they say most yoga practices, right? So you could either have it where one leg is in front of the other, or you can have it cross over like so. All right. I just have it right here just to, be more comfortable. So you're going to pull on the front of your legs to lift your chest up nice and tall. Okay. And from here, what you're going to do is turn your upper body towards your left leg. Now, once you turn your upper body towards your left leg, you're going to interlace your fingers under the left leg here. You're going to inhale, lift your chest, spine is nice and tall. And you're going to exhale, pull your upper body towards your left leg. Now, my elbows are going outwards here, and I'm using my bicep muscles to pull my upper body close to the leg. As I inhale, I'm going to exhale, pull myself a little bit closer. And then from here, I'm going to wrap my arms around this leg here to hug myself even closer to the leg. And I'm feeling this opening in my hip on the right side, as well as my lower back on the right side. I'm breathing in, and as I breathe out, I'm bringing my chin closer to the knee, opening up even more. All right, you inhale and you exhale a few more times. And you could actually hold this position for as long as you want, and really listen to your body when that side starts to open up. So once you're good here on this side, you're going to slowly rise up, inhaling, and then you're going to flow your arms over to the other side, and you're going to exhale, grab under your right knee. Once you grab under your right knee, you're lifting your chest up nice and tall. Your spine is nice and tall here, all right? And then you're going to exhale, pull your upper body towards your right leg this time. So you're pulling your upper body towards your right leg. Again, your elbows are going outwards and you're using your biceps to pull yourself closer and closer to that leg. Now you take a deep inhale, exhale, pull your upper body closer. And then from here, wrap your arms around that leg, hugging your upper body even closer to the leg. Breathing in and breathing out. And again, breathe in, breathe out. Nice. And then you slowly roll the spine up, inhaling. And then you lift your arms up shoulders height. And then you exhale, grab under both knees here. All right, so left hand grabbing under the left knee, right hand grabbing under the right knee. I'm pulling now on my knees to lift my chest up, straighten out the spine. I'm breathing in, and then I'm exhaling, pulling my upper body forward, keeping the spine straight as long as I can, as far as I can, going down. And this all depends on your range of motion. And I'm using my arms to pull my upper body forward. Once I've reached as far as I can with my upper body, I extend my arms forward by my ears, and I'm reaching forward, keeping your spine nice and straight, forehead towards the mat. You take a deep inhale, and then you exhale, reach forward more, and bring your forehead closer to the mat. And you really want to stretch your arms forward here. Breathing in, breathe out. And then walk your hands back, sitting up nice and tall. And what I like to do sometimes is in class I like to have students just switch legs and do that same series again of going to the left and then going to the right. All right, so next up here, so that was Sesh Pose variation 1. We're going to do Sesh Pose now variation 2. Okay, so I like to start off with going into like a tabletop position, neutral position, and I'm going to tuck my toes. My legs are about hip width apart. What I'm going to do is walk my hands back, and then I'm going to just nice and slowly. So I'm using my hands to just guide myself, and I'm going to sit on top of my heels. So ideally, you want to get this straight line here, all right, going up and down. Now, some folks, it might be in this position where there's more of an angle, and that's fine here. It all depends on the mobility that you have in your ankles as well as your toes. So you want to ideally get this straight line. The reason why is that ligament that goes up and down that is inside of your foot, the plantar fascia is what they call it, that's connected to your spine. So if this is straight, then your spine is going to naturally be tall. But if it's slanted like so, your upper body, your spine is going to be slanted. So this is why that's why we can call this Sesh Pose also, we connect to creating that alignment. All right. So we're here in this position, Sesh Pose position here, and my sit bones, all right, on my ischial tuberosity is resting on top of my heels, all right, and my spine is nice and tall. Now, some people might naturally curve in the upper back. You want to think of lifting your chest up, and you want to think of a string pulling your spine up nice and tall, and you're just sitting here. And you could hold this here as much as you want. The most important thing is you want to breathe, to open up in your toes, to open up in the ankles here as well as your knees, all right? And you're breathing in and you're breathing out. And again, breathing in, breathe out. Now we inhale, flow the arms up shoulders height. Exhale, bring the hands down, and you could just kind of wiggle your toes to open them up. And now we're going to go into Sesh Pose variation 3. So all I'm doing is pointing my toes here, and then I'm bringing my feet nice and flat. And again, I'm using my hands to guide myself back, and I'm sitting on top of the heels again. All right, this time feeling that nice opening in the front of the ankles. Now, this is very good for ankle mobilization as well as opening up too in your shins, your knees, and even your thighs. Because every day when we walk, it's always in a right angle, right? And so we're walking like this, and all this is tight here in that part of our ankle. All this is very tight. So when we now have it in the opposite direction that we always have it in, we're opening up and relieving in the ankles and the shin as well as the thigh area. And we want to also make sure while we're in this position, again, the spine is always nice and tall here, because the spine is very important too to maintain that neurological communication throughout the body. So when we inhale and we exhale, that energy that we're trying to transfer can move efficiently now because there is that alignment we have with the spine. Okay, and we're breathing in and we're breathing out, and then we inhale, lift the arms up, exhale, bring the hands down, and we shake it out, and then we could just do that over again. All right, so those three postures, which are all sesh pose variation 1, sesh pose variation 2, and variation 3, are really good for just grounding ourselves. This is a great thing, posture to do, just great action to do first thing in the morning or even before you go to bed, to just get some good circulation going, get your body nice and open. Personally, sesh pose 2 is one of my favorite because just opening up in the toes and in the soles of the feet really helps with just me getting the day going and just me just relaxing a little bit more, because the blood flow now that occurs in my feet, it translates to the rest of my body. And you know, if you study reflexology, there are various points of your feet that connects to various organs and sinuses throughout your body. All right, so just wanted to share that with you guys. Try it out. Again, this could be at the morning, in the middle of the day, or at night. But again, it's really good for the body, really good for just grounding. All right. Thank you. Hotep.